Hi, this is Dr. O'Hara, and I left off with the table of contents, so I'm going to pick up here in the second segment. And one thing I wanted to point out again is that you can put up to level 3 headings. I have level 2 headings here. And then I wanted to point out that you're going to have an appendix in this particular paper, and when you only have one appendix, then you just label the heading appendix, and then you put in the title of the appendix, which is going to be sample resume. If you have more than one appendix, then instead of appendix, you have appendices, and then each one is labeled ABC. So the first one would be A and the title, and the second one would be B and the title. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Now we're going to move on to the first page of the body, which is page 3, and the first line of the page is the title of your paper, and it's in all important words are capitalized, and it's not in bold. The second line here is the introduction, and it is in bold, and it's centered, and all important words are capitalized. Now, the other thing that I want to double check while I'm here is I want to make sure that my margin is now on the left flush position, so that everything lines up except for the indentions over on the left hand side, and that the right hand side is not lined up, that it's what we call a raggedy margin. The indentation is 5 spaces or ½ an inch. So if you're going to put a few lines under the introduction to let the reader know what you're talking about, that's fine. And remember that a paragraph is more than one sentence. So sometimes you have to be a little convoluted in what it is you're trying to say so that you can have at least 2 sentences. Next, you're going to have a discussion about the purpose of the curriculum vitae and the resume. And if you want to have a little discussion here, that's fine. Make sure you have more than one sentence. And then this is a level 1 heading also, bold and centered, all important words capitalized. Next is going to be this level 2 heading, and all important words are capitalized, and it's left flush. Then when you start the text, you indent 1 tab and you start the text here. When you have a level 3 heading, such as this is, then the level 3 heading is indented, 1 tab. Only the first word and proper nouns are capitalized. There's a period, you space twice and start the text. Same thing here with this level 3 heading. Now coming back here, we have a level 2 heading, the items to include in the curriculum vitae or the resume. Now, notice here that my resume is not fixed. So why don't we fix that? So we're going to find all words that have resume in them, and we're going to replace them with resume. Okay, so we're going to replace all. So there we go. It made 11 replacements. Okay. Now, you have your conclusion, which could be just a paragraph. You don't have to get fancy about the whole thing or be long-winded. That's fine. Next is going to be your references, and make sure that this is the first line on the page. So I'm going to move this up to make sure that it is. Notice how it is not bold, and it is capitalized, and it's centered. And references are done in the hanging indent style, which means that they're left flush with everything else indented 1 tab. And I'm going to stop here and come back and go over this in a little more detail.